Hey guys, Ron here and Jules.
Hey guys.
Welcome to another Fallout Hobbies live stream. I'm just getting this model prepped for some of the decaling we're going to be doing in a minute on them. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Ours is medium. Medium?
I'm doing better now. This is really enjoyable over here.
Okay. All right, so we're continuing the Ninja Turtles theme that I've been doing for a few weeks. I'm sorry if anyone's getting bored with the Ninja Turtles theme. I'm just like really into it right now, and I can't help. Excuse me, I can't help it.
We're really big kids at heart.
So, Bright Collection Studios, the guy I've been buzzing a lot lately, which I have no affiliation with. I just really like his work, by the way, just in case anyone's curious. He made another Ninja Turtles character that I really love, which is Herman, and he's a hermit crab that lives inside a dumpster, which is hilarious. A dumpster with rocket launchers and a Gatling gun.
It's like this guy I dated back in my 20s. He had a glass eye too.
I don't want to hear about your boyfriend with the glass eye. It's so weird. I don't want to know.
I have a very eclectic taste.
Clearly. Anyway, so Herman's awesome. And I made a custom decal sheet that's got a bunch of like graffiti and stuff like that on it based off of some clips I grabbed from the comic book. I've also been working on Mondo Gecko, and he is so cute and so little. His head's not done yet, but I want to get the decal on his t-shirt on today. So that'll be fun. So we're gonna do Mondo Gecko's t-shirt, and I'm gonna graffiti up Herman's dumpster. Now, normally I would say apply decals last. With Herman, I'm applying decals kind of midway through because I'm going to be doing a lot of rusting and weathering and other stuff like that. And I don't want the decals to look fresh. I want them to look very used. So I'm just applying some of the last greens that I'm going to be using on this guy. And then I'm going to clear coat them and we'll get to decaling. So just bear with me for a few more minutes while I get the last color of green on.
John Wang is watching and checking in with us today.
Hey John. How you doing? Let's add just a little bit. I just want to add just a little bit of brightness to the green for one final like highlight color. And then I'll be able to clear coat it all up. The decals are going to be fun. I made a bunch of sillier ones for him. I made ones that are based off of what I could see from the comics. I've been reading the IDW comics, but they don't really show all the angles in the comics. So a couple of them I just kind of made up. And Herman is one of the mighty mutanimals who are pretty fun. They're kind of like the Turtles' sidekicks, I guess. Not sidekicks, but like the other mutated crime fighting team. There we go.
So we watched the Loki finale last night. I'm not going to give anything like away. A lot of the stuff that fans had thought was actually the case. That's all I'll say. I was a little disappointed that The only thing the cutscene said was there will be another season 2 coming. And I feel like a lot of the stuff from like the last episode was all falling action. So there was that. But otherwise it was really good.
I was pretty psyched about it. I'm not sure how I feel about Kang, but we only saw the one. Oh shit.
Yeah, spoilers.
I'm not sure how I feel about the one character, but we only saw the one iteration of him, so I'm sure when we see other versions of him, it'll be crazier, I think.
And of course it had the dude from Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he is a good actor. Lovecraft Country was pretty cool. Liked him in that.
Phil Moss is watching. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Phil.
You're just catching in with us now. You're doing, Ron's doing Mondo.
Mondo Gecko and Herman, the hermit crab.
Yeah.
From Ninja Turtles. Alright, let me clean the airbrush out, get a coat of clear coat on this, and then we can start decaling. So like I said, decaling normally would be like towards the end of a project. With Mondo Gecko, I'm doing it somewhere around the middle of it because the dumpster, I want to look like there's like layers of crud and rust and paint spills and things like that. So I want it to look a little beat up. And I don't want the decals to be pristine. Sorry, just cleaning the airbrush out here. Alright, done with that. Let's turn off that compressor so it doesn't make that awful noise. Okay. Alright. Let me... Oh, shit. There's a little bit of wetness right there.
Justin and Steven are watching with us now. Hey, guys.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
We're making details look super grungy today.
Yes, we are.
Which we're doing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but of course that applies to 40K and anything where you want like a lot of damage.
Sorry, I just realized I had to get out the clear coat. We've been in the middle of packing because we're actually moving in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is insane. But we will be out of here in a week and a half.
That's why we had that moving sale for all the Games Workshop stuff like a little while back. Less stuff for us to move.
Games Workshop, of course, got mad at us for that.
Adam Porter is watching with us. Hey, Adam.
It's like, oh, of course Games Workshop would get mad at us for that. Why wouldn't they? Just trying to move some stuff, man. So, alright, a little bit of clear coat in here. Let's brush this guy down.
I'm just glad we're not moving the Muto. That thing was massive.
So, first rule of thumb with good decaling is make sure that you have a good surface to decal on. So you're going to want to make sure that the surface has a nice like matte or gloss varnish. Some people are very adamant and say gloss. I say matte is okay in certain situations, but you definitely don't want flat. Flat could create air bubbles. But you want a good matte surface that's smooth and where the decal can adhere to it very nicely. Okay. Make sure all the areas are matte varnish, sorry. Getting ahead of myself there. And matte varnish on these armor plates on the outside here. I'm going to paint the rocket launchers up separately. In case you're wondering, yes, he does have giant rocket launchers that attach to the side of the dumpster. They're hilarious. I'm going to put decals that look like, in the comic book, they made decals that looked like waste management, like the dumpster people, but instead it was management waste.
That's kind of funny.
So I made like some fake waste management decals and stuff. Let me put a brush coat on Mondo Gecko while I'm at it. He is not done, but he's getting there.
Roy Perez, Jonathan Morris, and Joe Belding are checking in with us. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. All right, let me move these guys out of the way for a second. Flip this over so we have a better surface that's not all painted up. And let's start cutting out the decal sheet. Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing with decal sheets lately is if a decal is supposed to be going on a really dark surface, we print them in reverse and do an underprint.
Overlay,
technically. But when you apply the decal, it's an underprint. This is actually reversed. You'll see what I mean in a minute when I put this in water and apply it to the sides of the rocket launchers. So I need 2 of those. He's got a couple very specific ones. Like this Tom was here. I don't know who Tom is, but Tom was here is on the front of the dumpster. That's a specific one. Ace is on the side. Ace is on the side. And
Merrick, Oliver, and Jerome are checking in and watching with us now. Thanks for watching, guys.
thanks, guys. I made up one in a graffiti font that says Krabby because I thought that was funny. Kind of stupid, but funny. Another tag for the back. So I just actually answered this question earlier. A lot of people ask if the decals are the ones like GWs that already have the gloss varnish like around it. No. And the only way you'll ever get that is a mass-produced decal. So anyone that's producing home decals, well, or small run decals the way we do it, you're not gonna get that, because the way GW does and Forge World is silk screening. It's a large setup, and it's like minimum order type stuff, a couple $100 just for the setup alone. It's pretty expensive, but the decal paper that we do print on is the best that I've found. I actually import it from Australia. It's very, very thin, and if you use microsol and microset, it doesn't leave any kind of residuals at all. So it's very easy to apply. Speaking of which, let me get out my setting solution. While I'm at it. Now, the biggest thing that he has is a giant anarchy symbol on the outside of his dumpster, but that's also the flap where his Gatling cannon comes out of, because he's got a Gatling cannon, which is awesome. That comes out of his dumpster, so like that. So I want to make sure that the anarchy symbol's on the back plate, and you can see a little bit of it around the edges there. So that's going to be a little bit of a two-step application.
I kind of feel that way about our house and the business right now since we're moving it. It's like, you know, a Gatling cannon coming out of a dumpster that's on fire.
With the giant hermit crab?
That would be me.
You're the giant hermit crab.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
She is beautiful. Okay. So, moving on. I made this little box here to try to separate where the flap of the anarchy symbol would be compared to where the overlay is, because it's going to look like it was graffitied over the hatch, and the hatch just kind of pops open. So this square part, this part's going to go on the hatch, and this part's going to go right here, actually. So let me do that in 2 spots, because it's going to be a little bit okay. I think, well, that's the start at least. There might be a few more decals that we add, but that's at least the start of it. You want to get out a soft brush for decaling, because if you got like a hard bristle brush or something, it could shred things. Let's get a little bit of microsol into this cap here. If you don't know what microsol is, you can buy it at any hardware store. It's a setting solution for decals. What it does is it basically slightly dissolves the decal film, making it really thin and allowing it to adhere to weird surfaces. It's primarily vinegar, but there are a few other things in there. But it's primarily vinegar. just FYI. So for this guy's t-shirt, what you want to do is brush some microsol on first. Got my little tray of water over here. So it'll only take a second for it to detach from the paper.
You know what I just thought of about the episode we watched last night?
What's that?
It's going to completely reshape things.
Oh yeah.
Like big time.
Well, that dude, the variant of that dude is already scheduled to show up in the next Ant-Man movie.
Really?
The Doctor Strange movie is called Multiverse of Madness, which is all about like him fighting the chaos of all the multiverses. Spider-Man,
Daily reality.
the new Spider-Man movie has the 2 previous Spider-Mans in it, plus Doc Ock and Electro from the previous Spider-Man movies coming through as variants of themselves. So all the Spider-Man movies are valid and legit. They're just different timelines.
Yeah.
And then there's the What If series, which is the one where it shows different timelines, like, female Captain America, stuff like that, evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Things like that. They're also saying that it's going to open up the door for evil versions of main characters to come through. You could have, like, evil Iron Man or, like, evil Thor showing up to be, like, a villain for a while.
Personally, I can't wait for the What If series. I think it's going to be fun.
You know it's a cartoon, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do realize, like, I used to watch a ton.
You just usually don't watch cartoons.
Well, it depends on what it is, too. I used to watch a ton of anime and stuff back in the day. It's not in recent history.
Yeah. Look at that. That's a real rad dude right there. You're going to want to brush, just use a paper towel to kind of dab up the excess. And then put a light brushing of microsol on. Now you're going to want to let that kind of just chill for a minute. Well, a little bit longer than a minute. You're going to want to let it chill for a little while and dry up naturally on its own. And the decal is all softened from the microsol. So as it dries up, suction will naturally pull it into the recesses. But you might need to do like 1 or 2 applications with microsol to really get it to blend. But personally, I think that worked out pretty well right there. Let's move on to some of Herman's. Let's use this yellow one in the back here. And where's the ace? There it is. Yeah, they like blew the door wide open for like so much MCU stuff. They also opened up the door for X-Men to come into the MCU, which they were already talking about bringing Deadpool into the MCU. So there's that. Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Could show up. Fantastic Four. They could literally bring everyone together, which would be kind of nuts. Wait, this is supposed to be upside down. That's right. There we go. This one's going to be funny. It's like a little drawing of a hermit crab that says the king on it back there. It's a little ridiculous.
When are we going to do Shredder and do his like cape and
Next
show?
week.
Okay.
Shreds is right over there.
Yeah.
He's on the back there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do Shredder and Foot Soldiers next week, and then we're probably going to take a break on live streams for like 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Because we're moving. So. Alright, now this is exactly what I was talking about. Now some people get confused when they get the decal sheets like this. This decal looks faded and looks like it's backwards. It is. It's not faded though. It is backwards for a reason, but not faded. That's actually a layer of white that's over top of it. Now, if I were to print this decal without a white underlay,
It just didn't show up.
It just wouldn't show up. The yellow in it just wouldn't show up at all. It would just be translucent and muted and kind of gross looking. Now, you'll see what it looks like in 1 second when I apply it. So, flip it over. There it is. That's what it would look like because the back has been covered with a thick layer of white ink, so it prints the color ink, then the white ink over top of it. I put instruction sheets in decals so that people know to do this. They still kind of don't get it sometimes, so I figured I'd show it in a video. But this is what you do. You just flip it. And that way, all this wonderful orange actually shows up, which normally would just be muted and the color of the green underneath because the orange ink is not opaque.
It usually tends to happen if you're putting something like for 40K on a dark color armor, and you have something like a red or a yellow or something to that effect.
This is that's how I did the yellow right here on this little decal back here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted the yellow to stand out. I didn't want all this graffiti to just be like white. Now it looks like the sides of his dumpster pop open and it's a weapons launcher. Actually, good thing I just did that. I just realized I put these on upside down. Because he's upside down, I keep forgetting that his dumpster is flipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he flipped the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So these, there we go, that's better.
He went into a nerd rage and flipped the dumpster.
He flipped the dumpster. Dumpster flipping. This should still be loose enough that I could. There we go. Okay. That's more like it. Sorry about that. I just kind of forgot for a second that that was upside down. Do the same thing here. This anarchy symbol, which goes like that. Yeah, Shreds is going to be the last live stream because we got to pack up the whole work area like the day afterwards. The 2 day afterwards, we're already halfway packed up as is.
Really?
Well, you're not. I am.
I think you're underestimating the halfway point for both of us. I think we're being optimistic.
You don't understand how many times I've moved and how fast I can pack.
I cannot.
I pack lightning fast. I've moved houses in 2 days. Whole houses.
I remember one time, this was back in the day, and I didn't have a car, and I used to like commute to work. I put up flyers at work, and I threw like a moving party. I just buy beer for everyone. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says, "Hey Mike, what's the plans for break time?" Break time?
Break time?
Meaning when we're not like, yeah, we're gonna take a 2 week break from live streams, and probably like next week will be our last one. We'll do Shredder and show off like a fabric effect, and then I think we're gonna have too much stuff in boxes, and we're gonna put a notice on the store that you can still order, but we're taking like a 1 week break on shipping until we get everything
resituated.
Yeah, set back up.
We have to reset up the shop and everything. It won't take us
Too long, no.
But still needs to be done.
We hired movers that are coming and they're helping us and stuff, so that'll be good. We actually pick up the keys to our new place on our wedding anniversary. Hold on, I bring it up.
I gotta do something fun that
Yeah, I gotta see what I can consider. Still haven't heard back from Ray. But if you guys are looking for ideas for break time, just paint more stuff. Aw, Mike says congrats. Or grats. We should say we've been together for longer, but we did decide to get married during the pandemic last summer. So ironically, and this is kind of funny, Lackawanna County has this weird rule that they don't accept internet, ordained people as valid unless they have their own congregation. So we're like, who can we get to marry us during a pandemic that has their own congregation? So Ron found someone, and we ended up getting married by a Jewish rabbi.
A prison rabbi. You forgot to mention.
Yes, his congregation was not Jewish, probably, and very they were inmates, and
he was a prison rabbi.
Probably in need of preaching. I don't know. So we're gonna do a really nice vow renewal once we get settled, and probably in Cape May on the beach, so that way people can actually be there.
Having a little bit of an issue with this one decal here. Just bear with me. It curled up on me, and I'm having a very hard time opening it up.
That's going to be a heck of a story for our grandchildren.
With the prison rabbi?
So tell us about your wedding. Well, there was a pandemic.
And there was a prison.
Yeah. Who stood 12 feet away from us all the way across the yard.
Whatever. Worked. It's legal. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, these are coming.
The biggest thing we're going to try to do is get everybody who has ordered customs caught up, or at least with proofs before we move. Ron got 10 out yesterday, I think.
10.
Yeah.
I'm going to get another 6 out today.
I'm probably going to get 4 out today.
Getting there.
Mm-hmm.
I posted some of the finished Ninja Turtles figures in the customer creations page. If you guys happen to check that out. You can see all the other ones we did. There's the Krang that I painted last week. There was Rocksteady, who I did a camo pattern on his pants. I didn't do a video on Metalhead, but it was coming along. Oh, hand me Slash, the giant turtle with the big blade.
Yeah, I see him.
This guy's exciting. I might not do a video for him, but he's another one of the Mighty Mutanimals that works with Herman and Mondo Gecko. Slash, he's pretty crazy. Might be a good airbrush demo video. Maybe I'll do them in a few weeks. Maybe I'll switch back to 40K. Maybe I'll paint some demons. I have no idea. I am a little bit all over the place. But that's that. I will tell you what's going to be the main focus of the live streams in a little bit. All the shit that I've been designing and all the stuff that I plan on doing in ZBrush.
Okay. Like, are you going to do some of the new rifles and stuff? Or?
Yeah, like I'll print them out and paint them up.
Oh, cool.
In videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, a few more decals to add. This side needs a little bit of rubbing.
ZBrush is like way more complex than I had thought it would be.
I like it, but it is hard.
It's a much bigger learning curve than like Tinkercad and like some of the other design stuff like Illustrator and I don't know. Anything by Adobe is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, no, it's not straightforward. But you're also switching from designing in
2D to 3D.
2D to 3D, which is just a really big curve.
I think next summer I would like to take a ZBrush class.
Well, I'm starting a bunch of the cool ones from Domestika in the fall. There's the ones that I've already done, but I need something that's like an A to B kind of thing, like more consistent. You know, there's the 2 books that I read that were pretty cool. Getting there. I made a cool head in there the other day.
See, when I'm doing like design stuff, I can't deal with like design books. Everything that I've ever learned design-wise has been through trial and error and also tutorials. More visual in that regard.
Yeah. I didn't put one of the Mutanimals ones on yet. What color should I put for Mutanimals? Let me do yellow. Yellow would be cool. That'll probably be it. I think I've used everything on the sheet.
Nice.
What time do we have?
2:41.
2:41. This video might end a little bit early today.
Yeah.
I just want to get this Mutanimals one. Well, we got all the decals on. So the big thing here, so this one's coming together. It's almost dry. It's a little bit of wetness left. I might just put one more brush coat of varnish on. Now I gotta let everything dry basically. Give that one more coat. Tom was here, the anarchy sign. That's good. The anarchy sign, actually, this one looks like it could get moved up. The decal's not fully set in place yet, so I can still move it just a notch like that so that it looks like when the flap is closed, it makes a complete anarchy sign.
Yeah.
Something's leaking back here. Oh, just decal setting solution. And all the decals are on there. So once everything's dry, I'll be able to start paint chipping, weathering it, stuff like that. But I can't do that just yet. So they're going to have to sit for a little bit. Honestly, that's really all I planned for this week's video. So it's a little bit short. Sorry about that. Here, can you hand me Shredder?
Yeah, we're gonna make a description for that. Shreds.
Shreds. Next week, we're going to airbrush shreds. And I'm mainly going to be focusing on airbrushing like the fabric in his cape and like his pants and shirt and stuff. So we're going to do like a 2-3 layer gradation on it and some highlights and stuff and really get Shred's cape looking good. Because you got to have Shredder. You can't have Ninja Turtles without Shredder.
You saving the best for last on our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I think so, because that's probably going to be the end of the Ninja Turtles run, I think.
Mm-hmm.
At least for a little while. I might come back to it later, but I think for now, I think people are pretty good on Ninja Turtles.
You worked all your kinks out with that?
A little bit. Switch back to Gundam, maybe do some 40K, I don't know. Figure it out. We'll come back fresh after we finish moving and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next Thursday. Have a good one.